to my channel Made by Cath. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video I'm going to be talking all about what I've been making in March. And I've made a few things I've got to share with you. My children went back to school at the beginning of March and they've settled back in really well, which is lovely. And it has meant I've had a little bit more time to myself to carve out to do some sewing, which has been lovely. But my sewing machine actually broke this month, so it's been a bit of a funny month. And I don't have it in the house with me at the moment while I'm filming. Basically, I've had it for a few years now. It's a Cath Ambition 1.0 and it's a lovely machine. I've really enjoyed using it. And I was actually thinking just before the lockdown in the UK, I should really get it serviced because I've been using it quite a lot for a while now. But I put it off with the lockdown happening and I wasn't sure if the service shop was open. I didn't really think about it until a couple of weeks ago when it actually properly broke and the foot pedal attachment to the sewing machine, it just kind of fell apart. And I do have one of those stop-start buttons on the machine, but I don't find it gives as much precision as when I'm using the foot pedal. And I thought, well, it's a good time to get it fixed and serviced properly anyway. So my machine's been packed away. It's gone to my local shop who sell faffs, so they know what they're doing. They're going to get it all spruced up. I'm looking forward to having it back. But in the meantime, I have got some things to share with you that I made early in March, and I'm really looking forward to sharing them all. Before I start talking all about my March makes, I thought I'd share with you what I'm wearing today. So today I've got a me-made top and a me-made skirt on. And the top I made using this pattern here, which is the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top pattern. And it's a really nice jersey top pattern, so it's designed for stretchy fabrics. It's got a scoop neck, and you can add a really nice ruched shoulder detail, and you can also add a ruching at the front if you want. Or you can just make a kind of basic plain shape jersey top. And I made this top, but I hacked the neckline to make it into a boat neckline, which I really like how that looks. And to make this neckline, I borrowed the neckline from the Mandy boat tee by Tessuti, and that's a free pattern you can download on Tessuti's website. So I used the Agnes top and then added on that neckline, and I really like how it looks. And I use this cotton jersey fabric that I got from Lily and Mimi Fabric Shop. I'll link them down below, and they have some really lovely jersey fabrics. So that's the Agnes top. I made the long sleeve version, and then I'm wearing it with a skirt that is a bit of a mashup of a couple of different patterns. I'll just show you there a little bit of it, but I'll put a full picture up so you can see the skirt. So I originally made this skirt using this pattern here, which is the Estuary skirt by So Liberated. And it's a really lovely skirt pattern. It's for woven fabrics. It's got a button down front that's you can make it as a faux placket because it's got an elasticated waist at the back, so you can get it on and off using the elastic. And then it's got a flat front waistband, and you can add these really nice patch pockets that I've got on my skirt here, as you can see. And I originally made the Estuary skirt in a midi length. It's kind of designed to be like a midi or a longer length, but it didn't really feel very me, so I actually hacked it and I cut it off to above my knee, as you can see from the photo, and I like it much better that length. And I also altered the waistline as well because it was the first time making it and it came up a bit large on me, even with the elastic. And I think it also felt a bit bulky because I made this in a sort of linen cotton blend, and it felt too bulky around the waistline once it was all gathered at the back. So what I did is I removed the waistband completely, and I borrowed the waistband from the Brumby skirt by Megan Nielsen, and I turned it into a fitted waistband, so now it's kind of fitted at the front and at the back, all gathered into there. So it fits much more snugly around my waist now, and it's a lot more comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's sort of dropping down a bit, and I really like it. So yeah, it's a mash-up kind of between the Estuary skirt by So Liberated and the Megan Nielsen Brumby skirt in a kind of cotton linen blend that I got from Fabric Godmother a while ago. It's a really comfy skirt to wear, I really like it. Oh, and I thought I'd mention, because people are often interested in the sizing, I made a size 2 of the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top. That's my standard Tilly size, and it's designed for 32-inch bust, 26-inch waist, hips 35 inches, and I'm 32, 26, 36, but it seems to be fine and it just sits above the hip, so it's not too critical with the hip measurement on that one. For the Estuary skirt, I made this in a size 2, which is for a 26.4-inch waist, which is pretty much my waist. But I think when I made Estuary skirt again, I actually sized down to a size 0, so I found this came up a bit large. So if you're interested in this pattern, it might be worth thinking about sizing down a little bit, because the elastic gives it a bit of ease anyway. But those are the two patterns I'm wearing today. Now let me talk about my March makes. So the first thing I made in March, as soon as my children went back to school, and I'm really glad I got this finished before my sewing machine broke, is my entry for the Frugal Frocks Challenge, which has been hosted by Sam of Frugalisma and Rowan of the Yorkshire Sew Girl. And you've probably seen some of the videos on YouTube because a whole lot of sewing bloggers got together in the month of March and each did a video talking about making a dress using a free pattern and fabric from their stash. It was a Frugal challenge. So I joined in with that, and I did a vlog talking about my Frugal flock plans, and then this week I also did a vlog talking about what I decided to make. So I'll put a link up and I'll put a link down below in case you fancy checking out my vlog where I go into lots of detail about my make and how I found it. But I'll give you a little peek here too. So we had to reveal on the 31st of March, which is when I published my Frugal Fox reveal vlog. And on Instagram as well, if you check out the hashtag FrugalFox2021, you'll see everyone's wonderful Frugal Fox makes. It's amazing how many really cool free dress patterns there are out there. So for me, I decided to actually use a free top pattern and hack it into a dress. And I used the Largo tank top by Itch to Stitch, and I'll show you the line drawings. So here are the line drawings for the Largo tank. It's quite a relaxed fit vest top. It's got a band around the neckline and around the armholes. And then it's designed, I think, to be fairly fitted in the bust, but then relaxed and loose over the hips and the waist too. And it's got a very slight racer back detail too. And it's a really nice free pattern. You just can go on the Itch to Stitch website and download it. It's really straightforward. I'll show you my version. So I made it in this lovely stripy cotton jersey. It's again from Lily and Mimi Fabric Shop. Clearly I'm drawn to stripes on their website. And it had been hanging around in my fabric collection for a while. And I was actually thinking of making an Agnes top with it, but I hadn't got around to it. And I had 1.5 meters and I managed to squeeze out this little dress. So yeah, I really enjoyed playing with the stripes around the neckline, and yeah, I'm really pleased how it turned out. I think it's quite a cute little summer dress. I'll put a picture up of me wearing it. So I made a size 0, which is for a bust 32.5 inches, waist 26.75 inches, and hips 34.5 inches. But the hips measurement didn't really matter for me because I knew I was going to trim it off around the waistline. And then I basically cut out 2 square pieces of fabric for the skirt. I didn't want them to be too wide because I didn't want a lot of gathering for it to be too bulky around the waist. But I sewed it all together and came out with this dress. And I think it's going to be one I'll get a lot of wear out of in summer. But as I said, if you want to hear more about the dress, how I found the pattern and all the details, do check out my vlog talking all about my Frugal Fox reveal. But that was my first make for March, my Frugal Fox dress in this stripy cotton jersey, and I really like it. My next March make was a bit of a basic actually, but I thought I'd like to share that as well as the more sort of pretty makes because I think they're so important in the wardrobe too. And I made a plain black Freya top in this cotton jersey. And the Freya top is one of my favourite patterns. You'll probably know if you've watched my previous vlogs. It's from this book here, the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book. And it's a really nice fitted jersey top with a variety of necklines. That's the line drawings, and this is the version I made with the mock neckline. But there's a lovely cowl neckline and also a roll neck neckline too, and you can make a dress version that tapers out into quite a nice A-line jersey dress that's lovely for winter too. But I just been wanting some more layering pieces in my wardrobe, and I got to the end of winter and I thought actually I'm sure I'm going to wear this a lot next winter. It's just a basic black one in size 2. I got the jersey from Minerva. It's a really nice quality cotton jersey. And I'll put a link down to the fabrics I mentioned below, wherever possible. But I'll put a picture of me wearing it as it is, just so you can see the fit. I like the fit of the Freya. And then I'll also put a picture up of me wearing it layered, how I think I'm planning to wear it next year. I've got a particular dress in mind that I'd like to make, that I'm waiting for the pattern on, that I'll share more details of when it arrives in a future vlog. And I'm really thinking this will be perfect underneath that dress as well as my other dresses. So just a black Freya. I think you can't beat having a black kind of turtleneck top in your wardrobe. And one great thing about the Freya is, particularly if you're fairly new to sewing with knit fabrics, the neckline goes in really easily. And with the Agnes top with the scoop neck, you have to make sure the actual neckband lies really flat, and it can be quite tricky to get it to lie flat without bunching too much. But with the Freya, because it's a stand-up neckline, it just goes in really, really easy. So it's a really quick, straightforward sew, and definitely one I'd recommend if you're quite new to sewing with knit fabrics. Oh, and I should have mentioned actually with the Freya top, I always make 2 adjustments to the top. I've got my own basic pattern that I use now that's slightly adjusted. I always lengthen the arms and the body slightly just to make it extra cosy. My next make in March is definitely one that I'll get a lot of use out of in my spring and summer wardrobe. And I made a cardigan using this pattern here, which is the Juniper cardigan by Jennifer Lauren Handmade. And I've made one pattern by Jennifer Lauren before, the Pippi Pinafore, and I really enjoyed making that one. So it was really nice to revisit this pattern company and try another of her patterns. But the Juniper cardigan is a really nice cardigan. As you can see, you can make it in 2 different lengths, a longer length or a cropped length. And I'll show you the line drawings because it's got some really nice details. So here are the line drawings. It says that there are 2 different lengths, and there's also a long sleeve length and a 3/4 sleeve length. It's got this lovely saddle shoulder detail, which is a little bit unusual and I hadn't seen before. And then you can either make it, so fairly cropped and fitted around the waist with lots of buttons, or a longer length designed to be made with a couple of buttons, although you can mix and match, I think, as you want. And it's designed to be made with knit fabrics with a minimum of 30% stretch. It even gives a weight of 180 grams as the perfect recommended amount. This pattern has a lot of detail in, which I quite like. It recommends cotton lycra blends for lighter weight seasonal cardigans, or for a more wintry cardigan for layering, heavier weight merino and wool blends, so quite a variety of fabric options. But I made mine in a baby knit fabric, and it was my first time sewing with baby knit, and I actually ordered this fabric from Eliza Mack Fabrics online when I was buying some jersey to make a dress for my daughter. And I came across this baby knit and thought I'd order it and see what it turned out like and give it a try. I'll hold it up so you can see the texture. It really reminds me of what you might get as a texture for a ready-to-wear cardigan. So it's quite like it's a much bigger, chunkier knit than, like I say, in a cotton lycra jersey, so you can really see the neck texture. But it's not super chunky still, as you can see. And it's really nice fabric actually. It was called Ecru on the website, but it seems to be quite a kind of clear white to me, the cardigan colour, so it's quite hard to show on screen. But I'll put a picture up so you can see how it looks on me, because I think that'll be easier to show than the cardigan here, which seems to reflect the light. So as you can see from the picture, I made the cropped version, and I made that in a size 7, which isn't actually one of the sizes, but I fell pretty much bang in between a size 6 and an 8 in the measurements. So I thought I'd just grade between them, and I'm quite happy with the fit actually. It came out really nicely. I think it's designed with enough fit in the arms so you could fit a long sleeve top underneath it, which I quite like, so it's not super tight in the arms. But it's quite fitted in the body, so it fits quite snugly on top of a dress, which I like. So the sizes go from a size 6, which is bust 31 inches, waist 24 inches, hips 35 inches, up to a size 24, which is bust 49 inches, waist 42 inches, and hips 53 inches. And I just think it'll be a really great basic cardigan for the summer to throw on top of things. And it was a really nice construction actually. The saddle shoulders came together really well, and they're actually sort of secured by clear elastic. So you kind of sew that into the seams, which I think is really great because it'll stop it from stretching out of shape, so it should last a long time. And then I added buttons. I added, I think, 4 buttons. I think the cardigan said 5 or 6 maybe, but I thought 4 seemed like a good amount along here, like that. They're Smarty buttons in white. Just wanted to keep it really simple because I wanted it to be kind of like a basic for wearing on top of dresses. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was a nice sew. I must admit, cardigans aren't my favourite thing to sew. I always find it quite hard to get a really good finish right at the bottom here where the bottom button band joins the bottom of the cardigan, to get that little bit finished really well. But I'm really pleased with it, and I definitely think I'll revisit this cardigan pattern again. I might try it in a different fabric next time, just to have a couple of different variations. But this does feel quite like a ready-to-wear cardigan when I'm wearing it, and I really like it. So that's the Jennifer Lauren Juniper cardigan in a baby knit fabric. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention actually about the baby knit fabric is I found it differed to cotton jersey in that it frayed quite a lot. So I made sure to overlock all the seams. I don't always overlock all the seams with cotton jersey. I find sometimes it's a bit softer to leave them unoverlocked on some garments. But yeah, I definitely needed to overlock all the seams because the baby knit did fray quite a lot for a jersey fabric. So that was my Jennifer Lauren Juniper cardigan. I really like the Jennifer Lauren pattern instructions. They contain a lot of detail to hold your hand through the whole making process. And I found that the cardigan came together really quickly actually, so it was a surprisingly speedy sew. My next make is one for my son actually. And it's actually two garments, both these in the same pattern. And I bought this month the mini Hudson pants pattern by True Bias. So I already had the women's Hudson pants pattern and also the men's Hudson pants pattern. I've made quite a few versions of those, and I finally thought I should just get a pattern for my son, because with joggers, it's sometimes really hard to find in the shops joggers that have the right length but also fit him well around the waist. So I thought now he's growing a little bit less fast, they'll last a bit longer hopefully, and it'll be worth me spending the time making him some pairs. So yeah, I'll put up a line drawing of the mini Hudson pants pattern so you can see it, because I've just got the PDF copy, I haven't got a hard copy of it. I don't really need to print out the instructions now because I've made them so many times, I don't need to look at the instructions too much. But yeah, so they're basically exactly the same as the women's and men's. They have the same little pocket detail, the same method of construction for the waistband, yeah, they're just a really great straightforward pattern. And the great thing for the children's version actually is even the largest size, it goes I think from size 2 to 10, and even the largest size only uses up 1 metre of fabric, so yeah, you really don't need much and they're quite quick to whip up. And I actually made my son 2 pairs from scraps that I had left over from making other pairs of Hudson pants for other members of my family. So first I made him this pair here, a black pair. in this lovely fleece back jersey that I made a pair for my mum in this fleece back jersey because she feels the cold. And I had enough left over just to squeeze out this pair here. I think I didn't have quite enough left actually for the waistband, but I just had a little bit of black French terry I found in my stash, and I just used that for the waistband, and that worked fine. Maybe actually even a bit better because it's slightly less bulky than the fleece back when it's gathered in. So that's the first pair I made for him, and the sizing came out really well. He's 7, I made a size 7, and they came out just right on him, so that was really good. And it was really nice to be able to make the waist just the right fit for him. And I added on the little prim eyelets there. He wanted a little toggle, he quite likes these, quite likes doing knots in them and that sort of thing. So I added that on to that detail, and it's got the pockets. So that's the first pair. And then I made another pair in leftover fabric from the pair I made my husband in French terry. This is the navy blue French terry, both those fabrics are from Minerva. And then yeah, this is the second pair. As you can see, they're already well used. The knees are already been well used. And it's a slightly lighter weight pair, so this will be good for him in summer, I think, with the French terry. And then he chose to add a red cord on there just to brighten them up. I thought that was quite jolly. So I'll put a picture up of him wearing them so you can see the shape. I think they're really nice shape because they're quite fitted, so they look quite cool, and he's really happy with them. So I definitely recommend it if you've got any small children in your life. It's just a really quick, satisfying sew, and I think I might try and give it a go making him some pairs for school as well for PE, because I always find the school joggers really hard to get the right size for. And I've actually ordered some green fabric to make him another pair, and kind of got a Minecraft vibe to them, like a bright green colour. So I'll probably share those in a future makes video, but he's looking forward to having a green pair of these too. And the only one little adjustment I made to the mini Hudson pants pattern for my son was I widened the ankle cuff slightly, just because I know that they come up quite fitted, and I thought he might get quite frustrated if he couldn't get them on easily. So I just loosened those a little bit just to make them slightly easier to put on and off for him. But that's the mini Hudson pants by True Bias. I now have the full collection of those patterns, and they're definitely ones that will get a lot of use. So my next March make is one that I've actually been working on and off since Christmas, and then when my children went back to school I thought, right, I need to actually sit down and concentrate and get this finished. And I made a coat using this pattern here, the Oslo coat pattern by Tessuti Fabrics. And this was on my Make 9 list of 9 sewing patterns I want to sew in 2021. I really wanted to sew a proper, fully lined winter coat that would be really cosy. And I'll put a link up to my Make 9 video in case you fancy checking that out, where I talk about all the patterns I would like to sew. But yeah, this is on my list, the Oslo coat. It's a really nice coat pattern, and I'd heard a lot of good things about it being quite a good one if you're fairly new to sewing coats and you want a pattern that will hold your hand a bit through the process, which is what I wanted. It's got a lovely shawl collar, it's double-breasted, it's got side pockets, a kind of fairly relaxed straight fit. And so I thought it'd be a good one to give a go. I really like that, and I thought I could make something fairly classic that I'd hopefully got a lot of wear out of it in years to come. So I'll show you my version. And this is my version here. And I made it in a wool blend coating from Minerva, and then it's got a black lining. And I made bound buttonholes, and then it's got 2 buttons here you can see. And I'm really pleased that actually. I also interlined it with a thin slate inside, so it's really cosy. So it's now actually getting a bit too warm to wear it much, but I think with the grey colour it's quite a classic coat, so I know that it's going to be one I will be wearing for years to come. But yes, I'm really pleased how it turned out. I'll put a picture up of me wearing it so you can see it. I did a little outdoor shoot in the woods wearing it, and it was so cosy and kept me really warm. I actually am going to film a separate vlog talking all about my experience of making this coat, because I've got lots of little tips I picked up along the way, and I wanted to talk about how I interlined it and the toile I made and all the adjustments I made, and it'll be too much I think to fit just into this vlog. So I wanted to do a separate vlog talking all about that. So please do make sure you've got the notifications turned on for my own channel, and then you'll hear about that vlog when it comes out soon. But that's my coat that I made. It was a really enjoyable sew, and I did take my time over it, and I took my time making the adjustments and making it just right, because I wanted to make sure when I cut into the real fabric that I knew it was going to turn out okay. So yeah, that's my coat, and I'll have a separate vlog with all the details of this one coming soon. So that's all my sewing makes for March, but I've also got 2 knitting projects to share with you. One garment I knitted for myself, and then one knitted kitty. And first of all, I'll show you the garment I knitted for myself, and I really love this actually. It was a really fun knit, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And this is the Saltwater sweater by Wool and the Gang. And it was my first knitting kit I got. I asked for it for my birthday from my mum, because I'd seen a few people talking about the Wool and the Gang knitting kits on Instagram, and I really wanted to give one a try. And I found this Saltwater sweater pattern. I thought it'd be a lovely one, and one I'd actually be able to wear as we head into summer, because it's knitted in this sort of open knot stitch, so it's quite a loose weave. So yeah, I knitted this. It's in hot pink shiny happy yarn, which is a cotton yarn. It came as part of the kit, and it was really nice to knit with actually, and really enjoyable knit. It's kind of a cropped style sweater, as you can see. It's kind of fairly cropped with rib stitch at the bottom, and then yeah, this open knot knitting stitch, which was a really nice one to knit in front of the TV because there's a bit of detail in it, but not so much that you need to concentrate so hard on the knitting that you don't know what's going on if you're watching the TV. So I'll put up a picture of me wearing it so you can see how it turned out. I knitted the size small, which is designed for a bust of 32 to 34 inches. And I'm quite pleased with how the fit turned out. I did lengthen both the sleeves and the bodice by a couple of inches because I do have a fairly long body and long arms. And I'm quite pleased with how they ended up. So yeah, it just came together really well. And what I like about the Wool and the Gang knitting instructions is, often I find knitting patterns say knit until your garment gets to say 80 centimetres. But I always find it quite hard to know exactly what 80 centimetres is because wool's so stretchy. Sometimes it's quite hard to know if you've got the right 80 centimetres and if you've not stretched it too much or that sort of thing. But in this booklet, it does say knit to 80 centimetres, and in brackets it adds this is usually about this many rows, so it gives you a real indication of what you need to do, and I found that really handy. So yeah, it's really nice you get this little leaflet here. So it's a bit different to how a sort of traditional knitting pattern looks. But yeah, I find it really nice to knit through, and it came together really well, and I'm really pleased with it. I really like the colour, and I definitely would consider getting another Wool and the Gang kit again. They are a little bit on the pricey side, but I think there are some discount codes available, so keep an eye out for those. And as I said, this one was a birthday present, so yeah, it was just really enjoyable knit, and I'm really looking forward to wearing it. I think it'll look quite nice for summer, maybe with a vest top and a pair of shorts too, as well as with jeans for more of a spring look. But that's the Saltwater sweater by Wool and the Gang using their shiny happy yarn in hot pink colour. And then my final make to share with you for this month is another knitted kitty. And if you've watched some of my older makes videos, you'll have seen I've been knitting my way through this book here, Knitted Cats and Kittens by Sue Stratford. I got this book as a present for my mum, I think for Christmas or my birthday just over a year ago, and my children have really enjoyed looking through the book and requesting different kitties. And the latest one I made is one for my daughter, and I made this one here, which is Kitty Cat. So she's a little kitty here, knit and double knit, and then you can make a couple of different outfits for her. And my daughter requested this outfit, and I'll show you the little kitty. So here she is, in a little cute little bedtime outfit. So the kitten herself is knitted in double knit, and then the outfit is knitted in sport weight yarn, which I think is great. It's kind of a slightly lighter weight than double knit, and it's slightly less fluffy, so it's really great for, I think, for children to be able to play with, because I don't think it'll kind of get too fluffy and spoilt looking too quickly. But it was a really fun one actually. There's quite a lot of detail here because I had to knit the cat first, and then the little outfit which you can take off. And the little outfit's got a little knitted bunny on it, and there are also slippers again which come off, which are quite cute. They've got little bunny ears on and little bunny tail too. So yeah, I haven't actually given this one to my daughter yet. I wanted to show you on here first before I give it to her. But I'm really looking forward to her seeing it, and I hope she'll enjoy playing with it and yeah, having a little go of taking the little slippers and the little outfit off. And you can also knit a daytime outfit too, which is quite cute, a little dress and a sort of pair of little sort of knickerbockers, I guess. And the dress has a little fish that sort of hangs on it, so some really lovely little details. My daughter didn't want that one at the time she asked for this cat, but she did ask for this cat a while ago, so she might now probably have another look through the book and say, could you maybe knit me up the dress too? And that'll be a nice fun project too, I think. But yeah, it was a nice knit, quite a lot of sewing up, quite a lot of fiddly bits, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and hopefully, yeah, my daughter will get some enjoyment out of it. But it was using this book here, The Knitted Cats and Kittens by Sue Stratford. It's been a lot of fun working my way through this book, and I've learnt quite a lot about knitting through the book as well. And there's some new techniques I've picked up, different types of yarns I've used, so yeah, it's been a fun one. So that was my last March make. Hopefully I'll have my sewing machine back in the next couple of weeks so I can start sewing again, so I'll hopefully have some more makes to share with you for April. I have cut out a few items over the last week or so while my sewing machine's been away, so I have been a little bit busy making plans. But thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe and click the bell notification so you'll know when my future vlogs come out. And also, if you could like this vlog, if you've enjoyed it, that would be amazing too. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!